Club Calvi has a new book, and it's one of the most anticipated releases of the season, one that critics call an extraordinary masterpiece and unforgettable. The novel is Whidbey. It's about three women linked by the violence of an abuser and the aftermath of his murder. Author T Kira Madden joins us now to talk about her book. Welcome and congratulations. I couldn't put this book down.
Thank you so much.
And congratulations on being named the Reader's Choice.
Thank you. And thank you to readers who voted for this book.
Yeah, I think they're really excited to really dive in and get involved in these three characters. And I know you reveal so much to the reader in your acknowledgments when you say that writing this book hurt tremendously.
Yeah, so my first book was a memoir called Long Live the Tribe of Fatherless Girls. And in that memoir, I wrote one chapter that was about an early sexual assault that I survived when I was 12 years old outside of a shopping mall in South Florida. As I wrote that and published that piece, that abuser was recently released from prison, and he came back into my life with a vicious stalking campaign. This escalated to the point of first court and then federal trial for the case. And so I always felt that that chapter was not really finished, literally or metaphorically.
Those years following, how do you overcome something like that?
I think it's been a long process. I think Whidbey is largely about the false promise or binary of having suffered and having healed, as if we step over this invisible threshold and then we're fine. The truth is, so many people have been impacted by sex abuse and early sex abuse. Unfortunately, it's everywhere. We see it in the news right now, but this impacts families, this impacts maybe someone watching or the loved ones of people watching. And so I wanted to represent through these three characters, through these three women, how that's a really complex experience. It's not such an easy answer.
Tell me a little bit about them, starting with the one who starts it off, Birdie.
Yeah, Birdie Chang is a Chinese-American queer woman whose case was dismissed when she was a child. She was abused by this man, Calvin, when she was 9 years old. The second woman is Lindsay King, and her trajectory has been very different. She's a white woman from South Florida who's largely grown up in poverty, and her case went a little bit differently, without spoilers. And she does the opposite of Birdie. Rather than hiding and kind of suppressing the pain, she decides to go on reality television where producers choose to position her history with the court as something for hits on the show. And then she writes a best-selling tell-all memoir about it. Finally, we meet Mary Beth Boyer, who is the mother of the abuser, who we find out has been murdered in the beginning of the book.
That murder really kept us really focused on who did this, and that was quite surprising, honestly, throughout, not giving anything away. One of your characters, there's very intense detail. In fact, you give everybody a content warning at the very beginning. Some of them were really hard for me to read, too, I have to say. Tell me why you felt the need to do that at the very beginning of the book.
I always want a reader to feel that I, as the author, care about them. I don't want to put a reader through a scene of, this topic of child sexual assault. It's very difficult, right? And it should be. And I wanted a reader to know before arriving at those more difficult moments of the book that I care about you. Here's a heads up.
I'm really fascinated by the characters, but really your writing. It's just crafted in such a beautiful, beautiful novel. Congratulations on your debut.
Thank you.
And Club Calvi's really excited to be able to discuss it for the next month. So thank you again for giving us so much of your time. We really appreciate it.
I'm so excited. Thank you all.
And we do have a free excerpt at clubcalvi.com. You can also join our Facebook group and talk with us about Whidbey. And you can get the book at clubcalvi.com.